All right, I'm back. And we're going to be reviewing track 4 is Not About You by L.M Bennett. I really love this author. I read about 15. This is probably my 16th book from them. But this one has about 313 pages. It's a part of a series, but I think they eventually might be connected. I can't tell. The first book was The Art of Going Rogue. I did read that. It was during my hiatus. It's the second book of the series. There's a third book. I'm not sure. I can't remember when it drops. I feel like it's this year. I'll put something here about the title and when it drops. I know it's about 2 MCs. The series is called Hot Mic Series. And then, so the book follows Bishop and Shiloh. Bishop ghosts Shiloh like 4 years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, we don't know why. I don't think that ever gets revealed. Let me know if I was skipped over that part or if I got read the full book, but I think I might have skipped over why. And then so 4 years pass by and Bishop is creating an album and her team says we need, a producer that can really make this thing to what we need it to be. And she's worked with Shiloh in the past. They had really great chemistry and they want them to recreate that chemistry all over again. Right. And so it's like a forced proximity, 4 months in a studio, getting this cranking out this album, right? And then it's a lot of tension between them, and I think it's between two masculine presenting women or two studs, like stud for stud, mask for mask, however people want to call it. I love it. I think there's been such a stigma in the community about that kind of thing, and it's we're lesbians, so I don't really understand what we're talking about. That's another story. I think that's it's the point, right? Is that my okay? That's it's just it blows me because the point is that we're women, right? And then if this woman just has a Caesar cut and it's I'm no longer, I think that's gross. And it's why do you think that's gross? Because she got a fade? And yeah, they call it, they say it's gay. Yeah. Oh, almost. Yeah, that's the point. It, it's in the name, it's in the title. Yeah. Anyways, but I think, and then I also think the book doesn't really play into that. I'm not sure if it was done on purpose. There's no one that seems to be weirded out about it, which I think is the typically people have been weirded out about that kind of relationship or that kind of dynamic. And I don't really get that in here, which I'm cool with. I think people should, I think books should create a world where people are accepted. And so I don't think she really wanted to get that deep into the psyche of, stud for stud. But I thought it was cool. I thought the sex scenes were fire. I think L.M Bennett does a really good job of writing spicy scenes. It was engaging, a very tension heavy, very grabby, can't contain myself, I need you type stuff. But yeah, I like the chemistry between the two. They finished the album. The album sounds great. We find out that they get back together. Typically that's typically what happens. Yeah, I think that the only thing I would say is that I would love a backstory. And I don't know if that's something that if these books are connected, if that's something that can be introduced or a prologue can be dropped, a little, a little short prologue or something like that. But I do think having that storyline of what happened 4 years ago, I feel getting more into that would help. I think she touches on a little bit. Am I tripping? I think she might touch on that a little bit in the beginning. Let me look. Oh, I could tell you right in the moment. Because I'm trying not to get her books mixed up in my head. Okay, yeah, I don't think she talks about what happens in the beginning. The artwork is gorgeous, by the way. I just saw it again.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So beautiful. You look just like a model.
I think artists can really get they shit going. It's fire. I like it. Let's see. Oh, I also like that she made a playlist for that. I think a lot of authors have been doing that lately where they make a playlist to kind of vibe with the book. I think that's really dope. I gave it a 4 stars. Yeah, I typically rate her books really high because I like her writing style. I think the concept. I think she does a really good job of picking these little niche pockets of stories. There's one that's about race car drivers. There's one about this poker players. And it's just like the range of like just different genres and different things that, and it looks like she does a lot of research into this. And I realized that, I feel like I realized that during the one that was about the poker players, but I think I really realized that when it was about the race car drivers. I was like, you using words and terminology I ain't never heard of, so you sound like you did a lot of research. And I learned a lot. It's like this one book I read about curling. It wasn't about her, but it was in the book I read about curling. I learned so much about curling. I love when you can like, when authors like really put you in another world that you're not used to being in and they explain it. Oh, that's one other thing I want to touch on. The way she describes like the music, like how I think that's something that's really difficult, like describing how music sounds, like when someone's in a studio and they're like the way they're singing it and the way that they're rapping it or the way that the music sounds, it's really hard to like translate that over into like books. And I think you can kind of like hear it in your head but not really like you don't know what, of course you don't know what it sounds like, you don't know what the author is like hearing when she's writing it, but you can, I feel like you can either you hear something that is unique to how you're reading it. And I think that's really cool because like I might hear something different to someone else who reads the book, who's reading how the music's being talked about. They might hear a different thing as well. And so I think that's kind of dope. I really do like this book. I definitely would recommend it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the third one. Like I said, once I edit this video, I'll put it here. Or you can go back and watch it when I put it here. But I'll put it here. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Little spicy things. Because I thought this, spicy things were fire. But yeah, that's what I thought. Peace.